महाराष्ट्र मंडळ शिकागो 2026ची अध्यक्षा. सर्वप्रथम तुमचे सर्वांचे खूप खूप छान आभार. तुम्ही संक्रांतीच्या कार्यक्रमात येऊन मोठ्या संख्येने इतकी थंडी असतानाही उपस्थिती दिली, त्याच्याबद्दल धन्यवाद. आणि आपलं आता भ्रमणगाथाचं सेशन हे माझं पहिलं सेशन आहे. कशाला म्हणजे आपल्या कार्यक्रमामुळे मला जॉईन करायला जमलं नाही. तर हे पहिलं सेशनमध्ये मी खूप एक्साइटेड आहे. तर जास्त वेळ न घेता ह्या कार्यक्रमाची सूत्र मी वैशाली बेलसरीकडे देते. धन्यवाद. वैशाली, अनम्यूट कर.
Yeah, केलं unmute केलं. Aniruddha, if you could just put the link in the YouTube link in the chat room, we can copy it, please. आणि मी वैशाली बेलसरे, मी 2026 भ्रमणगाथा मंचाची ह्या वर्षीची एक ऍडमिन आहे. आणि आपण आता ह्या वर्षाच्या सुरुवातीचं हे पहिलं सेशन करतो आहोत. तर नॉर्मली आपण प्रत्येक वेळेस कुठचे तरी एखादं ठिकाण घेतो आणि सगळे भटकायला जातो, व्हर्च्युअली का होईना. यावेळेस म्हटलं नवीन वर्ष आहेत, आपले नवीन ऍडमिन्स आहेत, अनघा आपली नवीन ईसी लिएजा आहे. सो तिने म्हटलं की आपण काहीतरी वेगळं करूया. आपण असं करूया, सुरुवात वर्षाची आपण जरा गप्पा मारून करूया. मग ते गप्पा कोणाशी मारायच्या? तर म्हटलं आपल्याकडे आहेतच आपली इंटरप्रिट ट्रॅव्हलर अरुणाताई. त्या मला वाटतं आपण सगळेच फिरस्ते आहोत, पण त्या जरा जास्त, त्यांची लेवल खूपच मोठी आहे आपल्या सगळ्यांपेक्षा. त्यामुळं त्या, आणि मग म्हटलं त्याच्याबरोबर ज्यांनी अजून फिरण्याचे आत्ताशी सुरुवात केली असेल त्यांच्या आयुष्यात ऍज अन अडल्ट, आई वडिलांच्या बरोबर फिरले असतील ते गोष्ट वेगळी, पण ऍज अ यंग अडल्ट म्हणून अनुष्का देऊळकर ही पण आपल्या बरोबर आहे. तर आज ह्या अशा गप्पांच्या साठी, हा ट्रॅव्हल संबंधीच्याच गप्पा आहेत, ह्या काही नॉर्मल गप्पा नाहीत. आणि ह्या सगळ्या गप्पांचं मॉडरेशन करणार आहे आज आशिष नगरकर. सो वाय डोंट आय गिव्ह द सूत्र टू हिम. थँक्यू आशिष.
थँक्यू वैशाली, थँक्यू दीपा. सो वेलकम एव्हरीबडी, हॅपी न्यू इयर. न्यू इयर चालू आता ऑलमोस्ट महिना संपत आला, पण तरी आपण पहिल्यांदाच भेटतोय. सो दिस इज व्हेरी ग्रेट वैशाली, हा चांगला उपक्रम आहे. आणि तू दोन्ही एजच्या लोकांना बोललोयस, त्यामुळे अरुणाताईंचे पण विचार आपल्याला समजतील आणि अनुष्काचे पण विचार समजतील. सो दॅट इज ग्रेट. अँड वी फॉल इन बिटवीन समवेअर. सो यु नो, दॅट्स हाऊ इट इज. तर आपण सेशनला सुरुवात करूया. अरुणाताई, तुमच्याशी खूप गप्पा मारायच्या, बघूया किती कसं जमतं वेळेअभावी वगैरे. तर मला पहिला प्रश्न तुम्हाला असा विचारायचा आहे की तुम्ही डेस्टिनेशन कसं सिलेक्ट करता? म्हणजे आता ठीक आहे, मला जायचंय कुठेतरी, हाऊ डू यू फाइंड द डेस्टिनेशन? दॅट इज व्हेरी would like to know.
I think everybody has a bucket list to visit. आणि तशीच माझी पण होती. Fortunately, I was able to complete it. So now I don't have any more destination in mind. पण साधारण आपल्याला कसं काही वेळा आपल्या डोक्यात असतं, इकडे जायचंय, तिकडे जायचंय, हे बघायचंय, ते बघायचंय वगैरे. आणि आपल्या बरोबर आपली फॅमिली असते, त्यांना तिथे कदाचित जायचं नसतं कधी कधी, तर ते राहून जातं. आणि पण काही वेळा सगळं जुळून येतं आणि मग आपण तिथे जाऊ शकतो. त्यामुळे आता माझ्या बाबतीत गेल्या वर्षी मी अंटार्क्टिकाला गेले. मला कधीही वाटलं नव्हतं अंटार्क्टिकाला जावं असं, अजिबात. म्हटलं शिकागोत मी 40 वर्ष राहिले, इतका स्नो बघितलाय आणि इतकी थंडी बघितली आहे, तिथे कशाला जायचं आपण. पण नंतर मी कुठेतरी एका कंपनीचं ब्रोशरमध्ये म्हणजे ऑनलाईनच बघितलं, तर तिथे त्यांची पेंग्विन सफारी आणि अंटार्क्टिका अशी टूर होती. तर म्हटलं हे इंटरेस्टिंग वाटतंय, आपल्याला पेंग्विन्स आवडतात, बघूया. मुलीला विचारलं आणि ती तयार झाली. मग आम्ही दोघी गेलो गेल्या वर्षी. सो असं करूनही काही ट्रिप्स माझ्या झालेल्या आहेत. कोणीतरी सांगितलं माचू पिचूला जाऊया, आणि मला कुठेतरी एका कलिगच्या ऑफिसमध्ये माचू पिचूचा असा त्यांनी फोटो कॅनव्हासवरती मोठा करून लावला होता. तो बघूनच मला वाटलं वा काय सुंदर आहे जागा, गेलं पाहिजे. मला विचारलं, म्हटलं हे माचू पिचू ना? तू म्हणे हो. म्हटलं तू गेला होतास का? म्हणे हो मी गेलो होतो, मीच फोटो काढलेला. म्हटलं चला आपण गेलो पाहिजे, म्हणून तिथे जाऊन
क्लाइंब केला तुम्ही तो? इट इज अ हार्ड क्लाइंब, आय बिलीव्ह.
नाही, सबन क्लाइंब करून नाही, आम्ही ट्रेननीच गेलो होतो. नंतर पुढे बस होती. थोडंसं क्लाइंब करावं लागतंच तरी सुद्धा.
बरोबर.
ते केलं आणि जरा यंग एज मध्ये केलं त्यामुळे बरं झालं ते. कोणाला ज्यांना जायचं असेल त्यांनी लवकर जाऊन घ्या तिथे. बिकॉज इट इज ॲट एलिव्हेशन त्यामुळे दमाला
करेक्ट
होतं.
करेक्ट या तर 2 गोष्टी मला पॉइंट आउट कराव्याशा वाटतात. कालच मी कुठेतरी वाचलं का सारख्या न्यूज येत असतात. सो शिकागो इज ॲक्चुअली कोल्डर दॅन अंटार्क्टिका नाऊ.
आय नो.
या अँड इट इज म्हणजे आम्ही अलास्काला गेलो तेव्हा ते सांगत होते अलास्का इज हॉटर दॅन शिकागो. म्हणजे वी आर लाईक ऑलवेज कम्पेअरिंग शिकागो. वेअर यू लिव्ह दॅट्स व्हॉट यू कम्पेअर. तर या अनुष्का तुला काय वाटतं? हाऊ डू यू पिक युअर लिस्ट? हाऊ डू यू डिसाइड वेअर टू गो?
Yeah, I kind of decide on a lot of factors. Like, for example, like the culture and the history of the place is really important to me. And then obviously, like attractions, like she was saying, like the penguin safari sounded so cool. And then I also like, I'm a huge foodie, so the cuisine of the place matters a lot to me. And then like safety, and then what the people I'm going with want to see is also important because I want to make sure that everyone likes whatever we're doing and like enjoys the activities that we're doing. Yeah, I think those are the main things.
Where have you all been? तुला मराठीत बोलता येतं का? You are totally. Let me ask that.
My Marathi is a little weak, but
Okay.
I
Okay.
can try.
So where have you been? Which all places have you been?
So recently my family went to Spain. We've also been to Iceland, Mexico, Greece, Croatia, Thailand, Cambodia. We've been to a lot of places.
Nice, very good.
Yes.
So yeah, Iceland you said. I thought Greenland. Greenland maybe is 52nd state. We may not count it as a outside country. Yeah,
Right.
great. So what are the destinations you plan to go more? What is the bucket list in 26 you have?
Yeah. So I'm planning a trip with my college friends to Italy. I really want to see the Amalfi Coast. And I just love the cuisine, like the pasta and pizza. And
Yeah.
then with my high school friends, we're planning a trip to Palm Springs or Gatlinburg. So that'll be fun. And then just like a travel, like bucket list place I've wanted to go to is Banff, just because I've heard it's really pretty
Yeah.
and like very scenic.
Anushka, Aruna Tai has done the whole southern Italy trip. She has actually presented it on MMC Bhraman Gatha Manch also. So you
Oh,
should
really?
see in our list, we have all those previous sessions on our YouTube. So you should take a look at that. So it gives you some idea. She did a wonderful trip.
Oh,
Really good trip.
definitely.
I'm just saying that Aruna Tai for you. पण मला
Yeah.
जायचं होतं. I asked her then, I said, can you adopt me? I want to come to this trip. She was doing the trip I want to do.
If you are on the Amalfi Coast, you got to see Capri
Yeah.
and
Oh,
the
really?
grotto. That's a must, I would say.
Okay.
I've been there twice, so it's really beautiful place.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, go there.
Nice. So what do you think, Arunatha, again coming back to you, what do you think is the best part of traveling? म्हणजे You see, what excites you more, like visiting the place or seeing what excites you more about visiting a
It
particular
depends
place?
on the place, but usually I'm very attracted to different parts of nature. Uh, some of it is related to history. I've been to many sites that are related to World War II. So that has been kind of, motivating point to go there. Started with Pearl Harbor, and I've been to now 10, 12 sites all over the world, including Hiroshima. So
Wow.
sometimes, yeah, the history is important, but mainly nature and culture too. And every means most of the places I go to, I try to take into the cultural things in account and go for the whatever is the place known for. Like go for a ballet in St. Petersburg or opera in Rome. Taking a show at the Sydney Opera. So those are important to me because those make very nice memories for everybody.
Yeah.
Correct, correct.
And you really
Once in
enjoy
lifetime, right?
the
Those are
place.
once in
Yeah,
lifetime. Yes, of
yeah,
course.
it's lifetime of memories. Yeah.
Nice, nice, nice. So Anushka, I know you go for food. That's the first thing we also do. I mean, me and Ulka, whenever we go, Ulka always wanted to try all cuisines, but her problem is she cannot eat non-veg. So I said, if you are not eating non-veg, you are missing half the part. That's
Yeah.
different story.
Yeah.
So, what excites you more when you decide to travel?
So I love like adventure, like things to do in nature
You mean
stuff.
hiking and all?
Yeah, yeah. I love all of that. And then I also like museums. Like in Spain, we went to the Picasso Museum, and that was really cool just to see like the art and stuff. And then culture, like in Thailand, we got to see this like long neck Karen village where they kind of showed us like their culture and tradition. And that was really cool. So it's all kinds of different things.
I know I was just reading from some message from.
No, it's okay, Ashish. I'll take care of it.
Okay.
I'll respond to the messages. You can continue.
So Arunatha, when we travel, म्हणजे आपण जेव्हा ट्रॅव्हल करतो तेव्हा what do you prefer? You go solo or you like म्हणजे लटांबर घेऊन जायला आवडतं तुम्हाला का एकट्याला भ्रमंती करायला आवडते? कारण if you decide like you have like spouse, you have kids, then you may have grandkids आणि मग बरेच लोक जॉईन होतात. म्हणजे आम्हाला पण यायचं आहे. असं करून it becomes like a jatra. So you prefer that or you go alone?
I've done both ways. I I prefer, I'm very independent person, so I decide where I want to go, and then if anybody is interested, they are welcome to join. That's the way I keep it. When it's family, I of course take into account their likings and so on. So I didn't go to Africa for many years because my husband didn't want to go there, so I never went there. So same thing with Australia. But then he passed away 6 years ago, and I said, okay, I want to go. And so I went. But as a solo traveler, I have never gone on just my own. I've joined a tour. And I feel that's safe. I know a couple of companies in US that are really good, and I feel safe going with them. So I uh, try to do that, unless my daughter comes with me sometimes now, especially if it involves any kind of an adventure. She is willing to go, but she's not going to go for a river cruise in Europe with me, so I know I'll be solo on that one. So it depends.
It depends.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So let me twist the question a little bit for Anushka. So Anushka, you prefer going with your parents or with your friend or with your friends?
I think they have their own perks. Like my family likes doing more like museums and like hiking stuff, and then my friends we like to have like more fun and like explore the nightlife and like the food and stuff. So different
Correct.
perks to
Yeah,
both.
of course. I mean, age difference, what you call generation gap is always there. So uh,
Yeah.
their interests are totally different. I mean, our interests are different than my daughters. They also want to go on their own. They said, "Why are you coming us? Why are you bothering us? Let us enjoy. You enjoy. Let us enjoy." That's what normally they think. Um, so, what are the main things, Arunatha, I would like to know to take into consideration when we travel? Like, what are things you want to? What are the main highlights like uh, to be considered while traveling? Of course, money is the will come on the top. Like how much money we have. आता I think you are retired, so that problem will not be there for you की सुट्टी पाहिजे, बॉस सुट्टी देत नाही वगैरे असं काही प्रॉब्लेम तुम्हाला येणार नाही. पण what are the main things we should consider?
Yeah, when you're young, how much vacation time you have. That's very
Correct, correct.
important.
Yeah,
And I've gone through that, especially with us going back to India almost every year or every 2 years. We
same,
spend a lot of time just in that.
same.
So otherwise, there is very little vacation that we get. So that is very important thing to consider. If you're going with family or friends, you know, coinciding everything, and their vacation time, our vacation time, and so on. So that becomes very important. Budget, of course, is important for everything. The other thing is destination, and since I take the tours, I look at their itinerary and make sure that they are going to the places that I want to visit, and if there are additional things, that's okay. That is something that we always look for, that they're going to the right places and we're covering everything that we want to see there. And I understand people like to do their own research and spend time booking everything and so on. I don't myself don't like to do that. Booking hotels and flights is the only thing I do, but hotels, etc., I leave it to the tour company and go with them. They are the ones that I know of. I have had bad experience with the when we went with a company that we didn't know about. So that also you have to consider. So research, and nowadays, you can do everything online. So there's a lot
Correct.
more that the before you leave. Other thing is insurance. I never thought of taking insurance till COVID hit, and I
Yeah.
started traveling back in 22 outside the country, and I said I better take the insurance. What if I get COVID? And there were protocols were all over the place. No two countries had the same protocols about COVID. And I went to Italy, and they were putting people in COVID hospitals if they tested positive. तर त्यामुळे तिथे जाताना मग पहिल्यांदा इन्शुरन्स घेतला मी. आणि बिफोर दॅट ॲक्च्युली those of you who are still working, they should check with you should check with your employer insurance, and many of them cover you even outside the US. So in that case, you don't have to worry about it. The other thing I want to tell you is, if you take more than one trips outside the country, and you want to take you want an insurance, I think it's better and more reasonable to get a yearly insurance. Many companies have yearly travel insurance, so look into that. If Especially if you're going on 2-3 trips every year, then that becomes economical than taking it for every trip.
What about vaccinations? Insurance पण vaccinations पण असतात ना region specific.
Depends on where you go. I needed to take some vaccination when I went. They had most of places there's no mandatory requirement, other than when there was COVID requirement. But otherwise, I don't think there are any mandatory requirement. Most of them, CDC is recommending this vaccine or that vaccine, yellow fever, to go to certain parts of Africa or certain parts of South America even. When I went to Amazon, they were recommending yellow fever. I did my own research being a physician, and I decided I don't want to risk taking that vaccine. So I didn't take it, but they had also said to take malaria pills, which I did. And I'm used to that, going to India and so on. So
Yeah.
I did take the malaria pills, but forget
इंडियाला
the
जाताना
yellow
मला वाटतं
fever.
रिकमेंड करतात. ते रिकमेंड
हो.
यू गो टू इंडिया मलेरिया
Yeah,
पिल्स आणि हे ते.
right.
करेक्ट.
Yeah. So yeah, if the CDC is recommending that, there was, I mean, most of the trips don't require you to have an insurance. I have been on only one trip, that was to Antarctica, where we were required. Even my daughter, who's much younger than me, required to have a travel insurance. Uh, and I also had to get doctor certification for myself, having at that time just diabetes was enough to have to get a doctor's. And I know of one of my neighbors who wanted to go. They had paid for a trip and everything to Antarctica, and then the doctor refused to give him a certificate because he has had bypass and then some other knee problems and so on.
Mm.
So, with those sorts of health problems, it is not safe to go there because you are 72 hours away from a hospital if you need it. They do have doctors on the ship, but
Correct.
doctors on the ship can do only certain
So
things. But
much.
if you
Yeah.
need to go to the hospital, that's very far away. And even with airlifting and so on, you're sometimes 72 hours away from the nearest hospital. So that's why they require that. For anybody who is on any kind of prescription medication, they will ask for a doctor certificate. So they had to cancel. My neighbors had to cancel their trip because they couldn't get the husband
Yeah.
couldn't get it.
Actually, Antarctica बद्दल मी असं ऐकलंय की तिकडे म्हणजे I don't know if it's true or false. You have to remove your appendix because appendix is the one which can burst at any time and then you will be in the very. असं म्हणजे I don't know how far it is true.
No, I
It's
still
not
have
true.
my appendix. I've been to
Okay.
Antarctica.
Yeah, because somebody I read somewhere ki you have to remove and जसं तुम्ही म्हणालात तसं you are 72 hours away and something happens to you, you can basically die. So that's again it may be totally false information. So
Yeah, no,
glad you
that's
told me. I was about to remove my appendix, but no, thank you. So you saved us. Anushka, you also take insurance or you go on your own or काय आपल्याला काय होत नाही. You are young blood, so
yeah, that's when you're young, you feel that way. Right?
Yeah, my parents mostly handle all that, but I think we don't usually, and there's a little risk, but I think it's just to save money.
correct. आणि travel insurance मध्ये one is medical part and other is like travel, right? Like you miss your flight, they'll give you money back or something like that. You cancel your trip. जसं आपण आता normally if you book any travel, if you book flight from Chicago to LA and there it immediately pop-up box comes like, do you want to insure your trip for $20?
Right.
So you do that or you? I think it's a good idea, but sometimes we try to save $20 and
Mhm.
then trip gets cancelled and you are like, oh, I lost my $2,000 furthermore down the line.
Right.
So what is your recommendation on that? Because it's a international travel, right? So high risk.
Well,
Anushka, you can.
yeah, I usually skip that. Unless there's like a weather like issue coming up, like a snowstorm or something. Yeah, I usually just don't check that box.
Correct. That is a good point for discussion. I mean, discussion thinking like what you exactly want to do. You want to skip that, just take the medical and all. So for aged people like us, we like definitely would like to have that health insurance and make sure that it is covered all countries in all countries or whatever countries we are visiting. But
Right.
travel, yeah, that can be managed. I guess we can stay there one more day and things like that. That's great.
One more thing I want to
Uh-huh.
remind everybody: the cost of health care is maximum in our country, in United States. It's everywhere else is much less. So keep that in mind.
Oh, good,
In
good, good.
certain countries you get free everything, even a surgery and so on. In Argentina, Norway, and it's much cheaper everywhere else except for United States.
But to
Correct.
tourists as
That's
well?
good to know.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
tourist as well. I have, as I said, since 22, I've been taking yearly uh, uh, travel insurance or per trip. I've never used it so far, but maybe because I take it, I don't get to use it. But if I don't take it, maybe
You would rather better have it than
have it and
and
not
not
use it.
need it than
Exactly.
need it and not have it.
Not have it.
Right.
Correct,
Right.
correct.
Exactly. Yeah.
अनुरागजी तुम्ही म्हणालात की तुम्ही you normally go by the conducted tours, right? You join a
Yeah,
group and you go.
right.
Uh, that's one way of doing, or you can plan your own tour and you can go. But again, you said you don't want to Google that out. So Anushka, how
Yeah,
do you do it? You like to go with the conducted tours, or you plan everything on your own, or like you piggyback on somebody friend you are gone is gone, then you just take their itinerary and do the same.
no,
Um,
I do the conducted tours. Yeah, so I go with wherever they take it, and I think that also helps with when you go with a family and somebody wants to go here and you want to go there, and instead of the conflict, the tour guide will take you
Will
wherever.
take you somewhere. Correct,
Yeah,
correct. Yeah,
so that kind of resolves the conflict also. And I just like the safety and not having to book every hotel and this and that, because you go to several places and then you try to book everything time wise and everything. So that's a lot of work, I think. And
correct.
I don't think it's cheaper to do it on your own than going with the
Yeah,
tour, because
yeah.
they do get lots of discounts which they pass on to their travelers. Plus, the companies that I use, they have excellent guides everywhere. Plus, they have
Mm,
local guides, and you get so much more information. The other thing with the two companies I use in US is that you get a lot of cultural experience too. They take you for a um, home visit to
oh my God.
somebody's home on most
wow,
of those tours. Yeah. So you
that's
get to
great.
see how the people actually live, what they eat. You eat
Yeah,
food with them. So you get really great cultural experience with those sorts of cultural things that they do. So I really love these two companies, and had haven't had a bad experience with them at all. So
Can you name them?
sure, I can name them. It's not an advertisement or anything, but it's Overseas Adventure Travel. It's actually just one company, but they have two parts. One is Overseas Adventure Travel, or oattravels.com, and the main company is Grand Circle Travel. So Grand Circle Travel also has European river cruises part in them, and OAT is now their sister company. So OAT goes to more adventurous places like Machu Picchu. I went to Patagonia with them,
mhm,
Galapagos and Amazon. So those are the sorts of trips that they do. They take only maximum 20 people on a tour. So it's
that's great.
really good that
Yeah,
you're in a very small group. Uh, Grand Circle, on the other hand, has also really good guides. I've never had problems with the guides with these two companies, and but they have bigger groups like 30 to 35 people on your bus or tour, and they do more, like Italy and Australia and so on, those uh, countries. So that's the main difference between the two companies, but they're sister companies.
mhm.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's great information. I have noted down. Uh, yeah, yeah.
मी
Anushka, what is
चॅटमध्ये पण
your?
टाकली आहेत ती नावं, सो
Oh,
इन
वाचलं
केस
मी. Yeah,
एनीबडी
yeah.
वॉन्ट्स.
Anushka, what is your style? You go on your own, or you plan? How do you? Or you go with tours, or आई बाबा घेऊन जातील तिकडे, or you go on your own?
Well, sometimes my family does with a tour group. Like we did the Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand with uh, a company called Travel Talk, which was cool because we got to see a lot in one trip. And sometimes we do our own
Travel what? Say,
itinerary.
say that again. Travel what?
It's
ट्रॅव्हल
called
टॉक.
Travel Talk.
Okay. Mhm.
And they take like around like 10, 15 people too, so it's kind of nice because it's a smaller group. But they're very strict on like waking up at the right time, like getting on the tour
Mm.
bus and stuff. But it helps us see a lot more attractions and stuff, so there's like some pros and cons there. And then We also like do a lot of our own itinerary stuff because my dad likes to make like a whole plan in Excel.
Yeah,
So,
that's great. Actually,
so
planning the whole thing is more exciting than actually going there. Sometimes I feel like, oh,
I
every day
agree.
you are thinking about it. Oh, I'll go there. I'll do this. I'll do this. Like on day
I
one, I'll do
totally
this.
agree, Ashish. I
Yeah,
think planning is far more fun than, I mean,
fun.
then when you see the sights, it's very different.
Correct, correct. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
I agree, Ashish. Planning
Yeah, even
करण्यामध्ये
that's
आधी तो
why I love going on my own.
नाही प्लॅनिंग करण्यामध्ये रिसर्च करण्यामध्ये आणि मग सगळं असं ते मग जास्त मजा येते.
हा.
हो, बरोबर आहे.
आणि एकदा आमचं असं झालंय की 8 वाजता आम्हाला लॉबीत असायला हवं होतं आणि वी वर सो जेटलॅग्ड they had to wake when they woke us up. It was 8 o'clock already. So in 5 minutes we were down because it was so crazy. We were all
Yeah,
jet lagged. It was crazy. Yeah, I agree. The 8 o'clock meet in the lobby part is difficult sometimes.
correct, correct. Yeah. Yeah, same thing. I mean, my friend, when we went to Alaska, my friend had just gone. So he said, "This is my itinerary in Excel." I said, "Okay, I'll just copy it. We'll go." We went blindfolded. But he went a little ahead. त्यामुळे actually he visited some island on the helicopter, and we tried to do that. We couldn't do because ice melted. So you cannot blindly copy the whole itinerary.
Yes.
I mean, the
Yeah.
helicopter could not land. They said, take your money back and go. And same thing happened. He did a sea cruise. And when we went, the sea was so rough. They said, we cannot go on sea. They said, oh my God. So if you are copying, you have to
That's
copy the
awesome.
same exact dates. Otherwise, you have to ask him, what is your experience, Yeah, that's great. Great to know. So, what is your style? Let's start with Anushka. Like, you want more relaxing, or you want to see like, okay, I'm going to Italy. There are 20 places, like top 10 places to see in Italy. So you want to cover all that, or you said forget it. I'll cover only two and I'll just relax.
yeah. I think sometimes I like to like make a plan for the main attractions, and then the rest is kind of like spontaneous. Like if we happen to like see a beach or something on the way, like leave a lot of time basically in between attractions to like explore and like look at the area and stuff and like try new foods. So yeah, like a flexible itinerary I think is like a good way to hit the like main stuff, but also like have some like adaptability.
Yeah, and you should have some rest days also in between. Like you are not like
Mm-hmm.
otherwise no difference.
Yeah.
Another, I think you go with the conductor too. So they are properly planned. So they will give you one day rest. Then maybe 2 days they will show you sightseeing and then rest. असं असतं ना म्हणजे normally how is that?
Yes, depends on the company that you go with. The ones I
Right.
mentioned, they have really very good planned agenda, and they give you a lot of time on your own also in every place. You can
Right.
go shopping or sightseeing or whatever you want on your own. Sometimes the meals are on your own, so they give you a lot of free time to do all the things you want to do. And that has advantage and disadvantage, but because their tours are really long, and I found while I was working I could not go on their tours because every tour was like at least 15 days or longer. So it was difficult to join, even though I like the itinerary and everything. But now that I'm retired, I can go even on a 1 month tour with them. So
Fabulous.
yeah, it's just depends on your time also. The other one other company, American company that I've used, which is also good, but they kind of rush you through the whole thing, and they'll take you to many places, and
Correct.
I
Yeah.
prefer to have relaxed tour with Grand Circle or OAT than them. But if I'm not all that keen on things and just they're covering everything, I'll go with this other company, which is Get One. That's another option. But they do everything in like 8 to 10 days, and you're done with it. But they'll just rush you through the places. That is the thing. The other thing with that company, their guides are not that great. Only one place I got a good guide with them, but the others were not that good, great. In Scandinavia, I had a guide who was Russian. So he would tell, somebody asked a question, he goes, oh, just scan the QR code and you'll get the information. So I was not happy with that. So, yeah.
मला असा
Correct.
अनुभव ह्याच्यात इंडियात पण आला.
Oh.
राजस्थानमध्ये आम्ही बघत होतो. तो
Oh.
माणूस आमचा सफारी गाईड होता. एक शब्द तोंडातनं काढत नव्हता. शेवटी
अरे
आम्हाला
बाबा.
तर अरे ही झाडं कुठची? कारण ती झाडं पण आपल्यासारखी नव्हती. वड पिंपळ प्रकार नव्हते. तर काय म्हणे उसमें क्या बताने का? म्हटलं अरे हम लोग यहाँ से नहीं है, कुछ तो बताओ. म्हणजे हे पण म्हणजे इट्स लाइक टोटल निरीच्छ, की
Yeah.
मला काही सांगायचं आणि तुम्ही काही विचारू पण नका.
Right.
फूड बद्दल म्हणालास दे गिव्ह यू फूड का दे लेट यू लूज अँड यू पिक युअर फूड म्हणजे नॉर्मली कसं असतं दे फीड यू और दे टेक यू टू रेस्टॉरंट अँड यू ऑर्डर और इट्स प्रीपेड और हाऊ आर द स्टाइल्स नॉर्मली व्हॉट डू यू प्रिफर
In the conducted tour, they have planned for every day, and they tell you which meals are included. So lunch on Monday is included, dinner is included. Most of the dinners are included, and they are either in the same hotel where you're staying,
Yeah, you're back
or
in
they
the
take
same
you to
place.
a nice restaurant, and
Correct, correct. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Sometimes the drinks are not included or
Of
included.
course.
It depends. Yeah.
Anushka, तुझा काय? What is your experience on the food? How do you like? I mean, you go on your own, right? Most of the time, so you are free. Like,
Yeah, with my friends, I usually let them like pick whatever restaurants because they've already done the research. And then with my family, we kind of look on Yelp and like figure out which has the best ratings near us. And then, yeah,
correct.
we just like
Yeah.
look around the area.
तर याच्यावर एक मला एक हे आठवलं माझे आई वडील त्यांनी पण भरपूर ट्रॅव्हल केलंय सो ते पूर्वी इंडियामध्ये बऱ्याच कंपन्या होत्या ते राजा पाटील तुम्ही नाव ऐकलं असेल केसरी पाटील राजा पाटील त्यांच्यावर
Yeah.
ते जायचे आणि त्यांनी म्हणजे ते वाटतं कुठेतरी दे वेंट टू युरोप समथिंग and only breakfast was there and there was no lunch and then there was a dinner directly. तर आपले इंडियन लोक माहिती आहेत ना सगळे दे विल कम विथ बॅग्स अँड दे विल ईट अँड दे विल ईट म्हणजे काय म्हणतात त्याला पोट फुटेस्तोवर खायचे आणि मग बॅगेत पण भरून घ्यायचे ब्रेकफास्ट म्हणजे सगळेच करायचे आणि त्यांनी पण सांगितलेलं की तुम्ही हा ब्रेकफास्ट फ्री आहे भरून घ्या अदरवाइज यू टू शेल आउट द मनी टू ईट द लंच यु नो अँड लंच वॉज नॉट इन्क्लुडेड So if I would have been their place, I would have gone opportunity. आपण बघतो ना ते त्या कंट्रीचं काय स्पेशल आहे विल ईट दॅट
Right.
बट देअर माइंडसेट वॉज डिफरंट सो इट्स अगेन आय विल से जनरेशन गॅप दे
नाही
विल दे
आपल्याकडे
वॉन्ट टू
इंडियन ट्रॅव्हल एजन्सीचं हेच असतं की आम्ही इंडियन जेवण देतो
हा
कुठेही गेले
करेक्ट
तरी आणि दॅट
करेक्ट
बिकम्स अ बिग डील यू गो टू इटली बट इन्स्टेड ऑफ इटिंग एनी पास्ता और काही
Right.
यू
या
विल इट वरण भात और आमटी
हो.
भात पालक पनीर आणि यू विल फील ग्रेट
करेक्ट
अबाउट
करेक्ट करेक्ट
Raja Patlanchi, that was my first tour
हा
when I was 14 years old. आणि राजा पाटलांची त्याच वर्षी का आदल्या वर्षी चालू झाली होती काश्मीरची टूर.
हो हो हो
So my whole family went with them to दिल्ली आग्रा काश्मीर आणि येताना अमृतसर दिल्ली आग्रा मथुरा सुद्धा. तर प्रत्येक ठिकाणी त्यांनी कुक नेला होता आणि
करेक्ट
दे वर
करेक्ट
गिव्हिंग अस महाराष्ट्रीयन
करेक्ट
फूड. अगदी फतेपूर सुकरीला अगदी मस्तपैकी प्रसादाचा शिरा आणि भरली वांगी असं
या
जेवण
या आय रिमेंबर
अजूनही लक्षात येते कारण ते इतकं छान
ऍब्सोल्युटली
करायचे.
ऍब्सोल्युटली
या मला आठवतंय आम्ही आत्ताच हल्ली बाल्कन्स मध्ये गेलेलो तिकडचे लोक दे आर लाईक what do you Indian people, you guys have your cook and your cooking van behind your bus? That is amazing. ती मला एकदम कौतुकाने म्हणत होती अँड आणि स्पेशली लाईक आवर गुजराती पॉप्युलेशन इफ दे आर व्हीगन और व्हेजिटेरियन दे प्राऊडली ॲडव्हर्टाईज दॅट वी विल प्रोव्हाइड इंडियन व्हेजिटेरियन अँड इंडियन व्हीगन फूड एज वेल और जैन फूड विदाउट लाईक गार्लिक ऑनियन आणि ते सगळं. Yeah, that's amazing for some, and then it keeps some people wondering what's the
Yeah.
you don't get to eat that food there. So
Right.
Correct. Actually,
Right.
it works both the ways. म्हणजे
both
you
ways, yeah,
are eager to eat that. आणि
correct.
म्हणजे आम्ही
It's
ग्रीसला
convenient.
ग्रीसला गेलेलो होतो आम्ही. वी आर एक्साइटेड टू ईट ग्रीस फूड. Then we had ate 2-3 times. Then we are searching for Indian restaurant. Can you believe it? आणि लगेच सगळ्यांना आम्ही चौघांनी म्हटलं अरे दिस इज गुड बट वी आर नॉट लाइकिंग इट. लेट्स गो बॅक टू इंडियन रेस्टॉरंट. आम्हाला इंडियन रेस्टॉरंट मिळाल्यानंतर वी आर लाईक ओ माय गॉड दिस इज व्हॉट वी वॉन्टेड. देन वी
Yeah.
स्टार्टेड अगेन बॅक गोइंग टू ट्राईंग ग्रीक फूड अँड
Right.
आणि राजा पाटलांचं तुम्ही मला ते एक्झॅक्टली सेम आहे. म्हणजे खरं आहे कारण आम्ही पण काश्मीर टूर त्यांच्याबरोबर केलेले आहेत. आणि काश्मीरला आम्हाला ते घेऊन गेले आणि बर्फ होता सगळीकडे. आणि गेस व्हॉट ही गेव अस. ही गेव अस
Ice cream.
आमरस पुरी. कॅन्ड आमरस त्याने आणलेला बॉम्बेवरनं का कुठनं कसा आणला माहित नाही. आणि ते थंडीमध्ये आमरस आणि पुरी गरम गरम. वाव, दॅट वॉज रिअली ऑसम. म्हणजे
Right.
या इट वॉज लाईक
Yeah.
ग्रेट एक्सपिरियन्स टू हॅव.
आता
Food
युरोप
is
मध्ये
like
वगैरे गेले तर सगळीकडे इंडियन रेस्टॉरंट मध्ये नेतात
हो
तुम्हाला
आता सगळीकडे आहेत इंडियन रेस्टॉरंट.
लंच
त्यामुळे पण
डिनरला.
त्या काळी इट वॉज व्हेरी डिफरंट सिच्युएशन. म्हणजे या
Yeah.
करेक्ट. वैशाली आपल्याकडे अजून 15 मिनिटं आहेत ना का?
आहेत 15 मिनिटं आहेत.
ओके ओके. So great experiences you guys have. Then how do you ते हॉटेल म्हणजे आपण बघितलं. सो अनुष्का, सो यू फाइंड हॉटेल ऑन द काय विजिटर काय ते there are so many websites now, TripAdvisor or how do you choose your hotels?
Usually when I go with friends, we do like a package through Expedia, so
Yeah,
based on ratings and yeah,
correct,
like reviews.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you take help of various websites. And actually TripAdvisor is very good one. They give you rating and the prices changes. Now a lot of Airbnbs are also coming up.
Right.
That is also one way of doing. आणि अरुणाताई, तुम्ही आपल्या कंडक्टेड टूर्स मध्ये यू आर टेकन केअर, सो यू डोंट रिअली हॅव टू वरी अबाउट
Yeah, I don't have to
hotels.
worry
Yeah,
about that. That's the big advantage.
correct.
If I go somewhere on my own or with my family, we try to see where we want to be, like in the city or outside. Now, if there is a lot of stuff to do in the city, then just stay nearby. Find a good hotel, preferably American hotels are everywhere. So,
Correct. Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, again, same thing. You
You
can
know
stay
what
either
I
in Marriott.
noticed about European hotels? They are so skimpy on space. म्हणजे छोट्या छोट्या आणि उषा, I don't know what is their hate affair with Usha. Their Usha pillows are so gross. They are like आपण डोकं घातलं की ते एकदम गादीतच
चालेल
रुततं.
जातात.
There is no support at all. I don't know if you guys feel that way, but we always have that as our pain point. We'll say, oh, we are going to Europe. We're going to not be liking their bathrooms and we're not going to like their pillows.
Right.
Yeah.
And Vaishali, have you been to Japan? If you
Oh,
compare
absolutely.
European rooms,
Yeah.
Japan is even better.
Japan is even
नाही
small.
पण जपानचं मी
Correct.
बाथरूमच्या त्यांच्या प्रेमातच पडले. I
Oh.
love their Japanese toilets. I mean,
Oh,
I know it is
toilet
gross
is
thing to say,
another thing.
but I'm telling you, it's a life-changing experience.
Yeah. So I was staying in Japan for 10 months actually in 2000. Japan is so advanced. They had the seated cover on the toilet, and the jet spray. It was all there in year 2000. मी इथे कधी आलं मला माहिती का अजून आता
No,
येते इथे.
I have seen that since 1990s. 94 मध्ये मी पहिल्यांदा जपानला गेले. तेव्हापासून
yeah.
ते आहे ते. So it's
Correct. Yeah.
Temperature control seats.
Yeah.
right.
Oh,
Yeah.
And even they had there's a city called Akihabara in Japan. You must have known. It's an electronic city. So anybody going to Japan, remember this name and make sure you go there. It was so advanced. तिकडे म्हणजे त्या काळी म्हणजे they had this MP3 आलेला त्या 2000 मध्ये. Nobody had heard of MP3 and digital cameras, and it was all flashy. But they had SUV cars there in 2000 with the backup camera. And I was like, oh my God, like, when we will see this thing? Well, I was living in India though, but it is like absolutely, they are like 10 years ahead of us. So, yeah.
Yeah, especially bigger hotels like Ritz-Carlton and so on over there. They are so advanced with technology there. I had like a button next to my bed that I could open the window covers, drapes, open or shut them, or start music in the room. So
So cool.
yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
जपानमध्ये तर आजकाल सगळ्याच वेंडिंग मशीन आहे. म्हणजे तुम्हाला काय नारळ पाणी पाहिजे, टूथब्रश पाहिजे, फॉर एव्हरीथिंग दे हॅव वेंडिंग मशीन नाव.
Right.
इट इज मोर ऍडव्हान्स. सो
वॉलमार्ट वेंडर असं म्हणायला पाहिजे तिकडे का?
नाही खरंच इन्स्टावर मी एक फॉलो करते. जपान मधले सगळे नवीन नवीन इन्व्हेन्शन्स दाखवतात. रिअली ॲज वैशाली सेड आय लव्ह दोज इन्व्हेन्शन्स किती छोट्या छोट्या गोष्टींमध्ये.
Yeah.
बापरे खरंच की वी कॅनॉट इवन थिंक ऑफ इट, पण कन्व्हिनियन्स आणि कम्फर्ट.
Mhm. Right. तेच मला पहिल्यांदा गेले तर ते स्ट्राईक झालं की द कंट्री इज सो मच लाईक इंडिया. दॅट्स पॉप्युलेशन इज अ लार्ज पॉप्युलेशन, स्मॉल स्पेस, पण इतकं सगळं क्लीन ठेवतात. नाहीतर इंडियामध्ये
क्लीन आणि ऑनेस्ट. ते असं
Honest, सगळे
उचलून
honest,
कोणाला
very conscientious
चोरी बिरी नाही
people.
प्रकार.
Yeah, everybody is
त्या
very
माय
honest. Yeah.
करेक्ट करेक्ट. माय कझिन इज टू लिव्ह देअर. म्हणजे मी माझ्या कामासाठी गेलो तर ही सेड ही फॉरगॉट हिज whole bag in the train, and they found him and they gave him the bag.
Mhm.
It's like really great. आम्ही राहायचो ना तिकडे, तर त्या दिवशी तिकडे कचरा टाकायचा दिवस असतो जसं आपल्याकडे असतो, आणि त्या बॅगा नेऊन तिकडे ठेवायला लागतात. तर मी नेहमीप्रमाणे बॅग नेऊन ठेवली आणि दॅट वॉज अ हॉलिडे. सो सम डॉग्स ऑर समथिंग दे ओपन द बॅग आणि सगळा कचरा असा रस्त्यावर पडला आणि आय डिडंट नो. तर ऑफिस मधले सगळे लोक, एकच बिल्डिंग होती, त्या बिल्डिंग मध्ये एक मुलगी राहत होती. शी फॉलोड मी. ती ती बॅग घेऊन आली. ती म्हणजे शी डिडंट कॉल मी और शी जस्ट, तिने कचरा गोळा केला रस्त्याचा आणि ती बॅग घेऊन आली. आय फेल सो अशेम्ड, बट लुक ॲट देम. म्हणजे आय मीन, अँड देन आय सेड, started saying her thank you like multiple times, but she was नाही नाही दॅट्स ओके. आय मीन दॅट इज दर कल्चर. म्हणजे आपण आधी त्या माणसाला सांगितलं असतं, हे तुमचा कचरा पडलाय जा घेऊन ये,
Yeah.
किंवा आपण पायाने इकडे तिकडे करून टाकला असता, और वॉट एव्हर वी हॅव डन.
Yeah.
बट देअर कल्चर इज टोटली डिफरंट. या. तर अरुणाताई, तुम्हाला असं काही चांगले वाईट अनुभव एखादे जसे तुमच्या असे कायम स्मरणात राहतील असे सांगा, आणि नंतर मग आपण अनुष्काला विचारूया. सो वन वन व्हेरी ग्रेट एक्सपिरियन्स, वन व्हेरी बिटर एक्सपिरियन्स
About travel.
about travel or whatever, like
I
people,
told you
like I
many
said
good
about people.
experiences. Bad one was my trip to Egypt and Jordan. Yeah, because we didn't select the right company to go with. That was the main problem. आणि totally disorganized people. आणि काय hotels were not good. फूड म्हणजे 2-3 दुपारी वाजले तरी they were not concerned about lunch at all. We would ask, then only they'll stop somewhere, have like a fast food, and so on. One place in Cairo, they parked at a place which was no parking. There was no
Oh,
parking there, and they parked the whole bus there. And the driver and the guide both went somewhere. All the people were sitting in the bus, and we didn't know what was going on. We waiting half an hour, 45 minutes, and then they come out. The driver and the guide come, and they find out that the police had come and put the boot on the bus, so they can't
Oh.
move the bus.
oh, that was
We were
smart.
going to go for a dinner cruise on Nile, and we are sitting somewhere in the parking, which was no parking on a big road. So then they had to go find the police and get him. And again, the whole culture is of corruption and bribery and so on. People just lie you about everything. So I did not like the tour, and the only reason I went with that company was not a local company. It was supposed to be a company from England, and they
Hmm.
just outsource everything to the local guides. And there was a different guide for every place. Cairo different, Luxor different person, and so on. Jordan, there was another crazy guide. So it was like almost a disaster. Thank goodness we came back safe. And within a month, there was a whole revolution that happened, the Arab Spring.
Oh, Arab Spring. Oh my
Yeah, I
God.
was there 1 month before
You
that.
just made it then. Oh
Yeah,
my God.
just made it.
That would have been terrible.
Right. Yeah. But those pyramids are really great to see, and nothing else that I really liked or anything. So, yeah, that was not a good experience, but I wanted to go there only once in Middle East and do Jordan and Egypt. So this was the only company that I found that time. Uh, my regular company, OAT and so on, they did not have tours for both places at in one tour. So we decided we'll go with them, but yeah, it didn't turn out to be that great. Every place we had some trouble or the other.
And what was the good
Yeah.
experience or nice? So you felt like, oh wow, this is the thing. Like,
Oh, the Antarctica was the best.
yeah,
Yeah,
clean,
that
right?
was the
Yeah.
best.
And you
Really,
saved the appendix
everything
also.
was perfect, including the food. They even had a lot of Indian food there. So, रोज छोले नाही तर असंच काय काय असायचं चिकन करी plus there was everything else also, Chinese food, Mexican, and I don't know, for 15, 16 days we were not in any port. We were outside, just in that wilderness of Antarctica, but they were able to give us fresh fruits every day till the last day. So it was.
Antarctica, do they have hotels and all? Where will you stay?
No,
You
there's
stayed-
nothing there. It's just wilderness. You're not supposed to. I mean, it
सगळ्या
doesn't.
कंट्रींचे स्वतःचे रिसर्च लॅब्स आहेत तिकडे आणि
Oh,
दुसरं
research
काही
labs.
नाहीये. हा.
Okay. Okay.
इवन
There's
भारताची
guys
पण
lab,
रिसर्च
but
लॅब आहे तिकडे.
Oh,
you have to
correct.
stay in the ship, and then
Yeah.
if you are in a right tour, you have to go by tour. There's no way you can go and stay somewhere there or camp. There are people who camp there, but those are really hardy people probably. And you just get out in the Zodiac and go around, or go on a small island, and that's it.
आपण ना
Uh,
अरुणाबाईंचा अंटार्क्टिकाचं एक सेशन करणार आहोत.
absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
we'll because I think all of us are like ears, with cock to
Yeah.
say whatever she's saying. So
वैशाली
we'll do that.
कंपनी सांगितली अवॉइड करा म्हणून कुठली कंपनी आय एम जस्ट सेइंग
नाही कंपनीचं नाव नाही सांगितलं त्यांनी अजून.
अंटार्क्टिकाची कंपनीचं नाव सांगितलं नाहीये मी.
अच्छा अच्छा
नाही
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 ते
the
इजिप्तला
one you said की you had a bad experience. She
Oh,
wanted to know
बॅड
which
आय
one.
सेड सम वीक एक्सपिरियन्स
I know. Yeah, that one nobody should go. It was a UK company, and I don't have the name for the company.
पीपल विल अवॉइड दॅट असं म्हणते मी
Yeah, exactly. They should avoid it. I mean,
बट इफ यू टेल द नेम लेटर देन इट विल बी दॅट्स ओके
right. I'll try
Antarctica
to
is
find
like
out.
costly also, right? Well, like per person is like $12,000. That's what I heard last time.
Antarctica is very costly. Yeah.
It is very costly. Yeah.
आता वीणावळ पण देते अंटार्क्टिकाला टूर.
Correct. Correct. Yeah.
Please
Actually,
don't
आपण
ते तसे सगळे जातात, पण ते असे लांब मोठ्या शिप मधनं गेलात ना, तर दे विल पार्क यू समवेअर व्हेरी फार अवे अँड शो यू दॅट्स 3 miles away. That's what Antarctica is, and that's it. And then come back, because they cannot go closer if it's a big ship. You have to go in a small ship with 100 to 200 people, and they
Okay.
will take you close. They will put you in zodiacs and take you on the
Nice.
islands, show you the
आपण
penguins.
करूया अरुणाताई.
Next
यू
session,
हॅव
next
वेटेड
session.
दी
Yeah.
ॲपेटाईट. या आणि
Yeah.
आशिष
Yeah.
आपल्याकडे आता 1 मिनिट राहिलाय. सो आय
अच्छा,
कॉल
पटकन
अनिरुद्ध
आपण
ऑल्सो.
अनुष्काला विचारूया तिचं काय गुड अँड बॅड एक्सपिरियन्स क्विकली.
Really quick, I would say my good experience was probably Spain. We got to see a lot of cities in a short amount of time. And then my bad experience, I've heard a lot of pickpocketing in Spain. We didn't have any of that, luckily, but we woke up late for one of our tours at Sagrada Familia. And then we had to do an audio tour instead of like a walking tour. So that was kind of sad. But
That happens, and that's also becomes
happens.
your vacation memory.
Right.
You can all laugh about it later. Like, remember how we slept through?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Let's make sure we give thanks. So Anaga, if you want to take over, and I'll call Aniruddha so he can close it.
So I want to I'm sorry there is a lot of echo.
Mute करतो एक मिनिट.
I would like to thank Aruna Tai, Anushka. Do you still hear the echo? And of course, Deepa, Ashish,